statement, and then we'll take questions. Coach Mark?
Yeah, I'll open with just a lot of respect for Brent, his staff, his team. Thought they played really physical. We thought they would, and they did. I thought they won the line of scrimmage, especially in the first half, and their quarterback did a great job. So, a lot of respect to our fans, our crowd. Made a huge difference in the game. Probably got us a few false starts there, which were really big for us. This was a really short week and a really tough game plan week because we knew their quarterback's capabilities, and he's been kind of sitting waiting in the weeds there for a couple weeks, and we knew that he was getting healthy. Obviously, he did a great job against NC State, but didn't play the whole game. And then tonight, he did play the whole game. He played really well and really physical. And this rivalry is good for our state, and that's what Brent and I both shared before the game and after the game. And no matter what anybody says, publicly, there's a mutual respect from me for the way the physicality with which they play the game with, and the toughness. I thought our guys played really hard and physical. They had a good plan, and they shrunk the game on us. We didn't get great possessions in the first half. I don't know how many we had, but I feel like the first one was a waste with a drop. The last one was really short, where we had a long field goal because it was 2 minutes, and then there were maybe 3 drives in between that in which we did things well. We turned the ball over, and we didn't get a fourth and 1. And that's the biggest difference in the game. They cashed in on their drives, and we didn't. And in the second half, we got a little rhythm going and did some good things. Obviously, the overtime was epic. I guess eight overtimes, and I don't know. Somebody got to tell me how many conversions were made by either team. It seemed like maybe 2 or 3. And the defense made a lot of stops. But what a great game. I was a part of that in the Auburn, I think, 96, where it was 5 or 6 overtimes, and it just seems like one play is going to make or break it. But our seniors, our team, our leadership, they don't flinch. And they find a way. 14 points down with, 5 minutes left. And Carson never blinked, and defense made a stop and got a turnover.
Kirby, what was the message to the team at halftime when you're down 17-0?
We had to get stops. We opened with the first possession of the game. First possession of the half. It felt like that was going to be really big for us, and we needed to get momentum. We had to get stops on defense, and we knew we wouldn't get many possessions because they were going to eat the clock and run the ball. And that was the biggest difference is can we make every possession count and just do your job? Because they really had not completely stopped our offense. So it's hard to play that team from behind because they don't give you the ball much.
Talking about seniors, Dan Jackson causes the fumble and gets the sack right there at the very end. Can you just talk about Dirty Dan Jackson?
Man, to think that guy came to Georgia on his own without us even recruiting and to make the plays he's made, that hit fumble would be one for the ages because he wasn't just hitting a normal dude. That guy's a competitor. And a lot of respect for Dan. He didn't even have to come back this year. He debated whether he was going to play football again this year. And I'm thinking about where we'd be without him. Just a lot of respect for him and his leadership, and really, all these kids that want to go and transfer and change and do all this. You look at a guy like Dan Jackson. He is what college football is all about, guys. He's not asking for more money. He's not trying to go somewhere else. The guy just loves Georgia.
When y'all prepare for games, do y'all ever go through 8 overtimes in that preparation?
No. we simulate about once every 3 weeks where we get into the 2-point contest, but we typically stop around 2 or 3 just because you don't, you carry 2-point plays and we carry a lot of them, but I've never practiced that many. I think a couple weeks ago before we went and played Texas, we did an overtime simulation similar to that, and just so the kids know the rules. And we went 2-point back and forth, but I think we added about 8,000 yards just changing the field. I saw some of y'all huffing and puffing. I can't figure out why y'all were sprinting back and forth.
Did you know for sure that Dan had forced a fumble at the end? Because it was just sitting there. It didn't seem like anybody knew. It was just sitting there.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to review it and flip it until they showed it on the big deal.
Yeah.
It would have been great if we had scooped and scored it and ran it in, but I didn't know it came out. I thought it was a stop.
You talk a lot about your team not riding the wave of emotions. What did you see from the players as those overtimes were going? As you said, a bunch of them weren't converted. Just how they kept reacting as that overtime went.
I mean, it was weird. It seemed like every time somebody failed, they had to go again. I don't know why. It just seemed like we failed, we got to go again. So you had to get over that. And then they would fail, and they had to go again. It was the back-to-back. It was almost like, I don't know, it was a battle of adversity, because the hardest thing to do is right after you fail on defense or offense, and you got to go right back out there and change ends. I mean, I just don't remember a game like that, out there.